Hey everyone, it's Dan, and welcome back to the Rock Nerd Radio Show here on YouTube. And I've kind of fallen a little behind with posting some stuff, and I got a bunch of stuff in the mail that I think warrants something special here on the Rock Nerd Radio Show. So I got the entire Marvel Legends Mindless One Build-A-Figure wave, and I figured it would be fun to go through every figure in that wave, including the Build-A-Figure, in a series of videos. I'm going to have 4 videos that are which is better type videos. I'm going to have 4 videos that are 6 minutes or less reviews. And then this is all going to culminate in a final video that in which I'm going to rank the entire wave of these legends from my personal favorite to my personal least favorite. And we are going to start off with a which is better featuring Daredevil. I was so excited when this look for Daredevil was announced. Can't wait to go through it. And we're going to compare it with the Marvel Legends 3-pack Daredevil. And what more can I say? Let's dive into the comparison and find out which is better.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
As you may have become accustomed to if you've ever checked out my Which is Better videos, our first round is about paint and overall appearance of these figures. Now, looking at these figures, you're probably going to be able to tell that they are Daredevil. However, one of the things that might stick out to you is that maybe this isn't his best known costume. Of course, on the left, we have the more well-known just kind of Daredevil in red, while on the left, or right rather, we have Daredevil in his latest costume that was featured in the Chip Zdarsky run of Daredevil, which matches something we'll talk about a little later on. Now, one thing to point out, this is kind of the best known look for Daredevil, but my biggest pet peeve with this figure, I really like this figure, but you can barely make out the Daredevil etching on his chest. It's done in a very light red that kind of easily blends in with the rest of the figure, and his boots and gloves don't have any really defining color. Now, I know, Daredevil sometimes is just in like a red one-color suit, but I have liked it when other figures and other illustrators have kind of defined his gloves and boots with a different shade of red. Our new Daredevil, however, has this nice black and red, the Daredevil logo, nice and prominent there on his chest, very easy to see. And I do like the extra detail that has gone into making sure you can see his facial hair. It does look very cool, and even the hair sticking out on the back of the figure looks, it just looks very nice. We also have these like sculpted lines in on the armor, or on the costume to almost make it look like armor. We have the hands wrapped as well. I do like the prominent horns. Well, of course, we're used to our kind of just stubby, nubby little horns on this Daredevil. But both look good. But if I had to really pick one that I think looks better paint-wise, just overall appearance, I honestly think this Daredevil is a little more striking. So round 1 goes to our Mindless One Build-A-Figure Midnight Suns Wave Daredevil. My second round is about the figure's overall articulation. And as you might already be able to tell, one of these Daredevils is better articulated than the other. I will say both are completely pinless. You don't see any of the pinned joints, which is always nice with some modern Hasbro Marvel Legends. But let's look at our new one first, because our new Daredevil, he does have, of course, a double-jointed knee. We'll start down here. He does have ankles that move back and forth, and they rock, but there is no extra articulation in the boot cut. The legs do turn left and right, as you can see. They can kick out and forward and back, left and right. There is waist articulation. It turns, of course, ab crunch, which is pretty standard on Marvel Legends. In terms of his arm movement, it does, the arms can lift up about that high. They can go all the way around, of course, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and hands that not only spin, but kind of go in and out as well. And the weird thing about this one, I don't know, I'm having a hard time figuring out what this head is on. If it's a ball joint, if the neck moves, if it's 2 pieces. The hair does kind of inhibit his overall articulation. This Daredevil is on the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body, and you're probably used to it by now if you've been collecting Marvel Legends long enough. But just to go down, there is toe articulation, there is ankle pivot, it goes up and down, there is a boot cut, double jointed knee, of course, the calf moves, legs go out both ways, and even a bit of drop down hips there, which is kind of neat. Of course, at the waist, we have this very cool stomach joint, or ab crunch rather, so you can get the character into a bunch. And while he doesn't turn at his midsection, there is even more ab crunch, so you can really get them posed up, anybody on this body posed up in some really nice ways. Arms have a butterfly joint, and of course go in and out, up and down, as you can see. Of course, rotation, double jointed elbow, hands move like you would expect, move in and out as well. And the head is on, I want to say it's on a dumbbell joint, so it does move around maybe a little more than a standard Marvel Legends head. So this one, we kind of have a clear, easy winner. Daredevil is an kind of like a character who's very agile, kind of like an acrobat. So yeah, our 3-pack Daredevil is going to easily take round 2. Round 3 is about the accessories of the figures, and you may have noticed them here in plain sight the whole time, but this Daredevil does come with his trusty billy clubs that fit into this pouch, and it is a bit of a tight fit, but you can easily pull them out. He does have 2 open hands that you can put the billy clubs into, which is a neat feature, as you can see. So now he's holding both of his billy clubs, and just kind of have him in this position so you can see everything. These aren't the only accessories this Daredevil comes with. In case you wanted to switch things up, he does have 2 fists. There we go. A left and a right fist. So if you wanted to have him punching some hand ninjas or something, you can do that with these fists if you don't want the open hands. The other neat thing about these billy clubs, and I'm actually going to pull them out of his hands for a moment, is that most of the time the billy clubs can connect. Well, these can't. As you can see, there are holes in both of the billy clubs. That's actually there because we have these 2 kind of whip pieces, as it were, that will fit into either end of the billy club. So you can just kind of peg them in, press them in a little bit, and then press them in again. So there we go. So now you have this effect where it looks like Daredevil is kind of tossing the billy club. This could be tossing it at a bad guy, tossing it to get on a roof or something. And I feel like this is a really cool piece to have if you are an action figure photographer, if you want to take some dynamic poses or have them dynamically posed on your shelf. These are some really, really neat accessories. For our newer Daredevil, you can probably already see that he has billy clubs in his holster. We'll talk about them in a moment. He also has this staff, scythe, sickle, I don't know what to call this thing, but it is a double-bladed weapon, and you can put it in both his hands. He can hold it just like this. It is a cool weapon, something that, was featured in the new comics, so it is comic accurate. Not my favorite thing to have Daredevil wield because I am definitely more of a person who likes his billy clubs. And these billy clubs, unlike the other ones, can peg together, so if you really wanted to, you could have him holding both the staff and his billy clubs, or you can unpeg the billy clubs, put a half in each hand, just like this. Probably be helpful if I do this on camera, right? There we go. And, you can have Daredevil holding his billy clubs if you are more inclined to go in that direction. Alright, I won't lie, you've definitely heard me go back and forth on my opinions on alternate hands, but I gotta say, in this case, our 3-pack Daredevil is gonna win, not only because he has alternate hands, but I like that extra effect that you can stick with the billy clubs to give them a little more action, a little more movement. While I like that these on the new one peg together, and we also have that extra bladed weapon, I really think that if we're going for like classic Daredevil weapons, our 3-pack version is going to win out on this round. Alright, we're really getting into it now in the 4th round of which is better, and round 4 is about the price and overall availability of these figures. The fact of the matter is, this Daredevil came from a 3-pack which has commanded a seriously high aftermarket price. I want to say when the pack first came out, it was $75, but on the aftermarket, if you're looking for just this Daredevil, you're looking at spending about $80. That's a pretty high price tag. Our new one is currently on, well, not on shelves, but on e-tailers. I think that's the only place you can get it. It runs about $25, and it doesn't seem to be, you know, sold out from my quick little research before shooting this video. So because of the ease of being able to get this one, because of the price, and just because of how insane the aftermarket price on this one has gotten, I'm going to give round 4 to our new Midnight Suns Mindless One Build-A-Figure Wave Daredevil. Although it wouldn't surprise me if very soon we get some kind of paint variant re-release on this Daredevil. I would bet that that's coming. We are tied up as we move into the 5th round, and that is the display compatibility round. Now, let's be honest with ourselves, all right? This current Daredevil, along with this current Elektra, are very much based around a current comic story, one that just wrapped up, but they are tied to that specific story. And that might not be everyone's kind of cup of tea. I will admit it is one of my favorite Daredevil stories ever. Really like the way that these two look together. But I feel like if you're looking for an evergreen Daredevil to kind of go with an Elektra on your shelf, you're going to be looking at our 3-pack Daredevil. Of course, there is an Elektra behind him. A little outdated by today's standards, but something tells me we'll be getting a pinless, double elbow jointed Elektra at some point down the road. So, yeah, round 5, my display compatibility, I really do have to give it to our 3-pack Daredevil. I think this is going to kind of be the one that fits most shelves very easily. While I truly love this one, as I said, and while I was super duper anticipated for it when it was announced, I really think this is going to be the one that's going to look best on your shelf of, you know, just kind of street level Marvel heroes. Well, folks, there we have it. A final score of 3-2, a very close one on which is better. I gotta say, I really like that new Daredevil. It is from an era of the comics that I will forever treasure and just look back fondly. Cool costume. Might not be for everybody. I think that 3-pack Daredevil really is probably the best Daredevil right now that's out there. I really believe that, which is why I think it won. But I know it's gotten hard to get, but Hasbro tends to listen to people and their demands. So if you are vocal enough, maybe, just maybe, we will get another Daredevil on that body, maybe with some more defined gloves, maybe a more defined chest symbol, because those are the things I feel that one really is missing. But let me know in the comments below what you think about these Daredevils. Do you even care about the new one? Did you not get that 3-pack version, and maybe this is like your stand-in? There have been quite a few Marvel Legends Daredevils over the years, and we're probably going to keep on getting more because he is that popular of a character. So anyway, hey, remember, I'm going to be reviewing the rest of this wave. I'll either be doing some which is better type videos or some 6 minutes or less reviews until I get through the entire thing and I rank the entire wave from my favorite to, or from my least favorite to favorite of the wave. So stick around for that. Hey, thanks for tuning in. As I said, let me know in the comments what you think. And until next time, hey, I've been Dan. You've been pretty awesome. I'll see you around.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.